If we say we will enter into the city, then the famine is in the city, and we shall die there. And if we sit still here, we die also. Now therefore come, and let us fall into the host of the Syrians. If they save us alive, we shall live, and if they kill us, we shall but die. Okay, good plan, right? Look at this way. 4 men have leprosy. Nobody wants them around anyway because they got this disease that's highly contagious. And they're sitting outside the city gate, sitting outside the gate. Okay, if we go into the city, everyone there is starving to death. No one's going to feed us anything. If we sit here, we're going to starve to death. We can't go anywhere. If we just go out to the Syrians, maybe they'll feed us, right? The worst thing that could happen is we're going to die, right? That's good thinking on their part, right? The worst thing that happen is the Syrians are going to kill us. Well, that's probably Syrians killing us might be better than starving to death, right? Okay, here we go. Verse 5. I love this story. And they rose up in the twilight to go into the camp of the Syrians. And when they were come to the uttermost part of the camp of Syria, behold, there was no man there. They're looking for a guard or sentry, somebody staying outside, and there's nobody there. For the Lord had made the host of the Syrians to hear a noise of chariots, a noise of horses, even a noise of great hosts. And they said one to another, Lo, the king of Israel has hired against us the kings of the Hittites, the kings of the Egyptians, to come upon us. Wherefore they rose and fled in the twilight, and left their tents, and their horses, and their asses, even the camp as it was, and fled for their life. Wow, that's pretty good. So the Syrians in their camp, and this is their army camp, they besieged the city of Samaria. They hear a sound which to them sounds like horses and chariots. They think the Israelites have hired the Egyptians and the Hittites or somebody to come fight against us, and they just start off running, okay? They don't get on their horses and ride out. They don't get on the mules and ride out. They don't pack up their tents and leave. They just run, okay? They run for their life because they hear this huge army coming after them, okay? Is anybody coming after them? No. God just makes them hear this, okay? Wherefore, let's go this way. Verse 8. When the lepers came to the uttermost part of the camp, they went into the tent. They went into one tent and did eat and drink and carried thence silver and gold and raiment and went and hid it. And they came again and into another tent and carried thence also and went and hid it. Okay? How many would you do that? If you were starving to death and you came to a camp, you came to an army, a bunch of tents, and there was food, would you eat? Right? If you starve to death, whatever the first thing you do, you eat. Okay? They ate as much as they wanted to, and then there was all these silver and gold and everything else laying around. Because the Syrians were known for looting everybody around them anyway. Okay? So, kind of like Syria today. And so these 4 leprous men, they ate all the silver and gold there. They take it out of the tent. They go hide it somewhere. They come to the next tent. They don't need to eat again, but they start looting that place too. They went and go hide it somewhere else. Then they start thinking about all their friends back inside the city. Okay? We do not, verse 9. Then they said one to another, we do not well. This day is a day of good tidings. We hold our peace. If we tarry till the morning light, some mischief will come upon us. Now therefore come, and we will go and tell the king's household. So they came and called the porter of the city. And they told him, saying, we came to the camp of the Syrians, and behold, there was no man there, neither voice of man, nor horse tied, but horses tied and asses tied in the tents as they were. They called the porters, and they told the king's house within. Stop reading right there. I'm going to tell you the story. So they came back to the city of Samaria. They came back to the city. They called the porter and said, this is what the Syrians have all left. The horses are there. The donkeys are tied up. All the food's there. They got everything. Their fires are built. The tents are there. Everything's there. So the porter runs and tells the king. And the king says, I don't trust the Syrians. The Syrians, even though Elisha said this is what's going to happen. Elisha told them that day that this was going to be like, this is what's going to be like the next day. Okay? Elisha told the king, but the king doesn't believe anything Elisha said because Elisha's a man of God and the king's a politician. Okay? So he says, okay, take 4 men and put them on horses and see how far the Syrians have gone. Because probably they left their camp and just waiting for us to get, waiting on the other side of the camp. As soon as we come out of the city, they're going to run into the city. It's like an ambush set up on us. So they put 4 guys on horses. They run out through there. And as they ride out, they find there's all kinds of clothes and stuff piled in the way. Just as the Syrians were running for their life, they're just dropping stuff. Tired of carrying what they had and drop strewn along the way. Okay? So the 4 men on the horsemen come back to the city, and they said, it's just like the leper said. The whole tent city is there. The camp is there. There's horses and donkeys, and there's all kinds of food, and everything's sitting right there for the taking. So the king says to the man that leaned on the king's hand, the man that said to Elisha that God cannot feed all of us that much food, the king said, okay, I'll appoint you to be in the charge of the gate and make sure everybody gets everything equally. Okay? So that man who doubted what Elisha said, who said, God can't open the windows of heaven and feed us and stuff, he's standing in the gate of the city and said, okay, people, hold still. I know there's a lot of food over there. And people just trample it. Okay? You can see that happen, right? People, if they're so hungry that they're killing children and boiling them, if they're so hungry they turn to cannibalism, and someone said there's food over there, there's no one's going to stop them, right? So they just trample that guy, like Elisha said. Yeah, you're going to know about it, but you're not going to take it. You're not going to eat the first sandwich. Okay. So, okay. Any questions on the story? That's just the story part. Okay. Any questions on that? Right? How many lepers were there? 4. Okay. They had a choice of staying where they're at. What would happen if they stay where they're at? What would happen if they went into the city? They'd still die. What are they afraid of if they go to the Syrians? They're probably going to die anyway, right? They know if they go at the Syrians hate them anyway. The Syrians probably going to kill them. Okay, there's so many lessons in this story. I want to talk to you about the leper's choices. Why sit we here till we die? Okay? Verse 4. This is the response. Last part of verse 3. Why sit we here till we die? If we say we will enter into the city, and the families in the city, we shall die there. Okay? If we sit still here, we die also. Now therefore come, let us fall into the host of the Syrians. If they save us alive, we shall live. But if they kill us, we shall but die. We're going to die anyway, so what difference does it make? Okay? The leper's choices. Sit still, go back, or go forward. Every Christian in this room has the same choice all the time. You either sit still and do nothing. In every church that does that, and every individual that does that, that sits still and stagnates in their Christianity, don't continue to grow in your Christianity, don't walk with God, you don't pray, you don't read your Bible. If you ever get to that point where your Christian walk becomes stagnant. I talked to someone today and they said, I've lost my joy. Someone who doesn't come to church here used to. And they said, I've lost my joy. And I said, come, because I've lost my joy 100 times in the last 40 years. I've lost my joy completely and got it back. Okay? Well, John, you've never lost your joy. Yeah, I do all the time. Okay? But I keep getting it back by going here. Okay? I keep going back to the well that I drink from, get the same water, and I get my joy back. Someone said, I lost my joy. What's happened? If you sit still, you become stagnant and you die. If you try to go backwards in your Christian life, it's the right way. If you try to go backwards and regain something that you lost, you can't regain what you've lost. Okay? If you go forward, the only hope of gaining is to continue to go forward. Okay? To go back means to live in the past. There's a lot of people that do this. A lot of Christians do this. They live in the glory days of what used to be or what used to happen in their life, where they used to witness, or they used to read the Bible, they used to pray, and they live in the glory days of going backwards, and they don't grow. They don't gain anything. They don't walk with God anymore, but they used to, and they say, remember when. Okay? Remember when doesn't mean you're going anywhere. It just remembers. It said, I remember when God blessed us back here, but He's not now. Okay? The only thing then is to go forward, to witness, to invite other people to come to church, to be actively involved. I think about this often. Almost everybody in this room, and almost every adult in our church. I thought about this with I told Loretta this on Saturday when she was here. We were standing back here talking as we had ladies had their first session, and they were going back in there to get their coffee and donut stuff for the first break. And I was standing there talking to Loretta, and she enjoyed being with our church ladies and being around our church ladies. I said, as they come in the door, I said, this person does this person does this. And I said, but almost every lady in this church is involved in some way. In some capacity, everybody has a job to do. and I think everybody should have something to do, something within the church that is your. I'm going to work in the nursery, directing traffic. Most ladies don't do directing traffic, but most guys don't have to work in the nursery. But everybody should have something to be actively involved within the church. And I was telling her that, and she said she enjoyed being with the people because they're active people. Okay. Some people had their Christianity, like these guys, like the lepers did. Once they got out and they found something, and they hoard up stuff for themselves, and they don't go tell others. Okay. I've been in church where people are just so happy with what they have, they don't want it to end, but they lose their ambition to go out to witness to other people. They lose their desire to see anybody else saved. Well, I'm saved, my wife is saved, my kids are saved, my grandkids are saved. That's all. Okay? You do that. Somebody, whoever witnessed to you had compassion for you to go come tell you about Christ, right? Someone needs to go tell the next person, next family. Okay? Same thing happens though in business. I think about this with business a lot. There's a book that I read probably 15 years ago. It's called "Who Moved My Cheese?" Okay, you think Buzz John is what kind of book is that? They did a survey on these mice that people have mice run through a maze or whatever, and they'd feed the mice in the same place every time, and the mice would get used to going to a certain place and getting their cheese. Okay, then they moved the cheese to another spot. Some mice would continue to go back to the same spot over and over and over again until they eventually starved to death because there was no cheese there. Okay? Other mice would go back and find that there's no cheese there. They keep going through the maze until they found something else, right? They're always looking. They continue to look until they found something else. And that's on business-wise, and my boss had me read this because we're always, in any kind of business, you always end up losing business along the way somewhere. Businesses get bought out, things happen, the person that used to do the buying died or whatever, retires. So in business, you always have to be looking for something else. You always have to be looking for the next opportunity to serve somebody. Okay. That's called going forward. Families do the same thing, get stagnant. Okay? This happens a lot. A young couple gets married. They when they were dating, they used to go out. They used to go do stuff together. They would have fun together. They enjoyed each other's company. Then they have a baby, okay, or 2 or 12 or how many you're gonna have, and they no longer have time for each other, and they don't see each other hardly at all. And this has happened. And I've seen this here within our church, that when a child graduates or the last child graduates high school, you get the empty nest people. And this woman looks at her husband and says, "Boy, you gained 40 pounds since we met. I didn't notice this." Okay? No testifying at this point, please. And he looks at her and he says, "You used to be wrinkled. I mean, you used to not be wrinkled. What is wrinkles? I haven't noticed those wrinkles coming on you in the last 20, 30 years while the kids are growing up." Okay? What happens is a lot of people in their family, they sit still. They don't do anything. Or they go backwards. They keep reminiscing about the past and don't create any new memories for today. Okay? Other families continue trying to make memories. Continue doing stuff. Going together, doing stuff. Okay? I don't know if any couples got divorced because they did too much stuff together. I don't know of any family that is unhappy because they went and did stuff together. There may be one. Does anybody here know of a family that had too much fun together, so they left each other? Anybody know of a family whose kids had so much fun being around the family that when they were adults, they never want to go back? When I was a kid, I'll use the Gehring side, my mom's side of the family. All the kids wanted to be around their parents. Why? Because their parents were the most fun people that they knew. Okay, they always did stuff. My mom's brothers and sisters. It's like we're always doing stuff. We always had a lot of fun together. And even as adults, the kids wanted to be around their parents because we had fun together. Life was good. Okay. But some people sit still. I'd rather keep making memories as long as we can. I'd rather keep not just. I like to reminisce and look back at things that happened, as a family or as business or whatever. I like looking back at it, but I want to keep moving forward because I don't want to look across the table with Tammy and say, "Who are you?" Okay, because we hadn't done anything in years. Okay, any questions on that? It's going twice. Okay, any kind of relationship with other people involves investing. It means keep investing going forward. You don't keep doing stuff together. You know why there's kids here? You know why it sounds like a bowling alley upstairs on Wednesday night? Because we do stuff. Okay? We've had kids leave here before and go to a different church because another church has better food than us. Can you imagine that? Okay? We've had kids leave here to go to another church because they had a gymnasium. Okay? Which is fine. They just want to go for better food or a gymnasium or what they think is better food. They're not going to find better people. They're not going to find anybody who invests in them more or loves them more, these people. And they keep coming back because we do stuff together. Okay? They have fun while they're here. Tracy, Wileen, and Kelly are right now planning out a Christmas thing for the Christmas party coming in a couple of weeks. They're planning on building something for the kids. Okay. Church the same way. Any church the same way, not just with the kids. Always moving forward. We're always go soul winning. Always witness the lost people around us. I love the history of our church. I use our church as an example, as the best example. I love the history of our church. The people have been saved and lives have been changed in our church. I love looking back and reminiscing. I love looking through pictures of things that we've done in the past. Even going to SeaWorld 25 years ago, taking all the kids to SeaWorld, doing different things that we've done. I love looking at the things and enjoying it. But we got to continue to move forward. How do you move forward? Keep witnessing, keep getting the gospel out to other people, and keep inviting other people. Sitting still, if you sit still, you perish. Just like the lepers knew this. Jesus told the lost to come. He told every Christian to go. That he's to go out and invest in other people. Here's a question then. That's the lesson. What are we doing? Do we sit still as a church, as individuals? Do you sit still a lot? Because I'm older now. Okay, everybody gets older. Do you sit still? Do you just reminisce and look at the past? Or do you say, what are we doing next? Okay, where are we going next? What are we doing next? I think about this. Sometimes I feel like, as I'm 57 years old, and things hurt and I don't want to do stuff I want to do. And I know that there's people in this room that are in their 80s. So I know that things, the ankles hurt, and probably not going to get any better as they get to the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But I think about the fact that I know people that are older than me that continued to do stuff as long as they could. Okay? As long as they could. I remember my dad going whitewater rafting with us when he had to be 60 years old, because Tammy and I were 20 years old, and he was riding with us in the boat. Okay? I think it's the Ocoee River. It's where they had the Olympics. It's big rapids. And you think, well, John, I don't think I'd want to get in a boat with a bunch of kids when I was 60 years old. The kids are ready to go. I'm ready to go. Wow, I want to keep going. I want to continue to make the memory, keep doing stuff. Okay? I want to sit down and look back and say, I wished I had. Okay? I'm going to keep going and say, I'm glad I did. And then, because we continue to make memories. At 57, if we live another 20 years, at 77, I want to look back at the things where we enjoyed when we were in our 60s. Okay? Is that right? Does that make sense? Okay. Anybody with me on that? Do you think I'm stupid for thinking this way? Okay? Anybody want to go forward with your life? Anybody's Christianity stagnant? Don't raise your hand on this. Anybody's Christianity stagnant so that because you read but you don't get anything out of it. Come to church just to say hi to everybody, but you don't get anything out of the message. But that might be my fault. You pray, but you don't feel like God answers. Okay? Is it stagnant? Keep moving forward. The person that told me today that they lost their joy. I said, faith comes, I gave him scripture, faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. You need to be back in church. And he said, I can't go anywhere else. I tried going to church elsewhere. And I can't go, I don't feel comfortable anywhere else. So come here. It's where you're supposed to be anyway. This is where you got saved. This is where you're supposed to be, right? And so I just can't go. They want their joy back. This is the only way they're going to get it back. Okay? Reading the Bible, praying, and being active and investing. And I said, Don't come in and just sit and not invest in anybody else. Okay. Patty's got a lot of joy. You know why she has a lot of joy? She's investing in other people. Anybody eat her bread? Anybody get a loaf of bread from Patty ever in your life? Okay. Somebody had some on Saturday. Had some. Why? That's her way of investing. Okay, and doing stuff for other people. Keep investing. Okay. Why? It keeps you going. There was a lady who went to her pastor. Brother House was our pastor in Indiana, and there's a lady came to him one time and said she was fretting all the time. She said, "I feel like things are going bad. Things are going bad all the time." And he said, "Do you know so and so?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "She just had surgery. Can you go take something to her?" And the next week she came back. She said, "Pastor, I need something. He said, so and so needs some cookies. Can you bake some cookies and do something for her?" She quit complaining about the things that were bothering her when she started investing in other people. And eventually, he saw her like months later. He said, she was in church every Sunday. He said, "Everything okay?" She said, "Great. I don't have time right now. I got to go do this. I don't have time to talk right now. She got what he was trying to teach her to do, to go invest in other people. Why? Because it always pays off. Okay? And if they don't get anything out of it, you do. Okay? All right. Any questions? Anybody think I'm wrong on this? Anybody stagnant already? Is your home stagnant? Do something. Okay? All right, let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for loving us. Thank you for giving us to us. Thanks for the truth that's in your word. I pray that you'll help us to continue to move forward, to be a witness to those around us, an encouragement to those around us, keep getting up and going. Thank you for the opportunity you've given us to serve other people. I pray as a church family, we'll see the needs of those around us and just jump in and do it. Just step up and do what we're supposed to be doing. To invest in others, to live for you, and live for you by being where other people need for us to be. Amen. Please bless our church family. In Jesus' name we ask. Amen. Right, you are dismissed. We'll sing another song. I'm not going to put you through another song.